Let's be honest, the world of artificial intelligence is moving so fast it's almost impossible to keep up. What felt like science fiction just a couple of years back is now, well, it's our reality. So in this explainer, we're going to cut through the noise and break down the most critical AI developments happening right now, what they really mean, and where this rocket ship is actually headed.
You're hearing this sentiment everywhere in the tech world right now. And look, this isn't just about another upgrade or some flashy new app. No, something fundamental about what AI is and what it can do has changed, and it happened very, very recently.
For the past couple of years, we've gotten pretty used to AI that can talk, right? But the new frontier is AI that can do. We are making a huge leap from what's called generative AI, the stuff that can write an email or make a picture for you, to what's being called agentic AI. These are systems that can actively complete tasks and actually get things done for you in the real world.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It really shows you how insane the pace is. Only 2 years ago, ChatGPT blew our minds and introduced us to powerful chatbots. Then, a year ago, we started seeing the first signs of AI that could actually reason through a problem. And today, right now, we have these agentic systems that can literally do the work for us. The acceleration is just staggering.
Okay, so let's dive into that first massive development, the rise of these powerful AI agents. And we're watching them evolve in real time, from being kind of a helpful assistant to a truly autonomous worker.
So, what exactly is an agentic AI? It's actually pretty simple. Instead of giving it a specific prompt and just getting a response back, you give it a goal. The AI then goes off, makes its own complex plan, and executes that plan step by step all on its own. It's really the difference between asking a chef for a recipe and just having the chef come to your house and cook the entire meal for you.
And here's basically how it works under the hood. You give it a big, high-level goal, something like, hey, plan my entire trip to Tokyo. The agent then breaks that down into all the little steps. Research flights, find hotels, book reservations. And then, and this is the key part, it actually does those things by using the tools on your computer.
And this is not some theoretical idea. Get this. This is a direct quote from someone who tasked an AI agent with making a presentation. The AI literally took control of their computer, went on the web to do the research, wrote all the content, and designed the slides from scratch. It's both incredibly impressive and, yeah, a little bit unsettling.
And, of course, you know what happens next. This has kicked off a massive, massive arms race. Every single major tech player you can name, OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Anthropic, they are all racing to build the most capable agents out there. The competition is absolutely fierce, and it's moving at a truly breakneck pace.
But what does all this incredible new power actually feel like for us, the humans who are using it? Well, that brings us to the second major development, this really strange and kind of difficult paradox that's popping up in the workplace.
On the one hand, the productivity gains are just mind-blowing. I mean, here's a developer who, thanks to AI, was more productive than at any other point in their career. Things that used to take hours are now taking minutes. The sheer output is just incredible.
But here's the other side of the coin. That exact same developer said they felt more exhausted and more burnt out than ever before. So it seems like while we're getting way more done, it's coming at a real cognitive, maybe even emotional cost.
So why is this happening? Well, it looks like the very nature of our work is changing. We're shifting away from being creators, which feels great, right? It's energizing, you're solving new problems, and we're becoming reviewers. We're just constantly inspecting the output of an AI, which feels a lot more like being a quality inspector on an assembly line that just never ever stops. And that, it turns out, is absolutely draining.
This leads to a new concern people are talking about, thinking atrophy. Just think about it for a second. How many phone numbers do you have memorized right now? Very few, right? Because your smartphone does it for you. Well, the fear is that as we start outsourcing more and more of our complex thinking to AI, our own cognitive muscles for problem solving and critical thinking might start to get weaker.
This quote from Mark Cuban just perfectly nails the choice that we all have in front of us. Are we going to use these tools to make ourselves smarter and learn faster? Or are we going to use them as a crutch, basically to avoid the hard work of learning altogether? The path we each choose is going to have some pretty huge consequences.
So if the impact on each of us as individuals is this complex, what about society as a whole? Well, that brings us to our third major point, the absolutely desperate scramble to put some kind of rules in place for a technology that's moving way faster than our ability to govern it.
To understand the pressure here, you just have to follow the money. We are talking about a staggering $1 trillion being spent every single year.
to build out these AI systems. That level of investment is driving progress at a speed that, frankly, society is really struggling to keep up with.
And this is creating new battlegrounds literally everywhere you look. In Hollywood, you've got actors fighting against AI video models that are using their likeness without permission. Over in Washington, there's this really high-stakes debate between the Pentagon and AI companies like Anthropic over whether AI should be used in weapons. And of course, in big tech, the race to push these agents out into the world is happening with almost no standardized rules.
The technology is already out there. It's in the wild. But the rule book just hasn't been written yet. There are no federal laws, no official guardrails, and policymakers are playing this frantic and probably losing game of catch-up.
All of this, the agents, the human paradox, the lack of rules, it all leads to a really profound and, let's face it, unsettling question about our future. Where is this exponential curve actually taking us? Listen to this. This is a direct quote from a policy expert, a former congressman who is deep in the AI space. This isn't some science fiction writer making a prediction, it's a sober warning. The pace of change is so fast that the world in just 5 years could be fundamentally, unrecognizably different.
And the public is feeling this deep uncertainty. A recent Pew survey found that 52% of Americans are now more concerned than excited about AI's role in their daily lives. I mean, that's almost a perfect 50-50 split. It shows you just how divided and anxious we all are about what's coming next.
So why are people so concerned? Well, because the stakes are incredibly, incredibly high. We're talking about massive disruption to knowledge work, the potential end of a shared reality thanks to hyper-realistic deepfakes, and an extreme concentration of wealth and power into the hands of just a few companies. The list goes on. And so this is where we land. The technology is not slowing down, these changes are coming, and they are coming fast. The question isn't really if our world will be transformed anymore. The question now is how, and whether we're even remotely prepared to shape that transformation, or if we're all just going to be swept along for the ride.